Hi, this is Mike, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at a super cheap lighting setup from Streamplify. This is the Light 10. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we'll be taking a look at a ultra cheap setup for those of you budding photographers and videographers out there who want to up your game slightly. So if you're filming on a mobile phone or you're just at home and you've got some pretty poor lighting, but you want to get that ring light effect and you don't want to spend an absolute ton of money, this is going to be right up your street. So the Light 10, as it suggests, is a 10-inch ring light kit, comes with tripod, mounts, etc, and is powered by a single USB port which you can plug into either a PC or you can use a separate power bank or maybe some wall socket, however you want to do it. We're going to go through today, do an unboxing so you know exactly what you're going to get, take a look at it, see what it's like, and come back at the end with my final thoughts. Now first of all, I should actually say that this was sent to me as part of the Pro Kit from Streamplify, so you can actually pick this up as a kit with other items such as the Light 14, the cam, and also the mic, which comes also with a boom arm as well, which you'll probably see from some B-roll, the whole setup there. We will be doing individual videos on each one of the products, so if you're interested in one particular item, then you can see the video on that. We'll link those in the video description, and we'll also put links in for the actual kit as it is. You can get it in various places in the UK, Amazon, etc, and all at very good pricing, I may add. So looking at the packaging on this one, first of all, gives you a brief overview of what's going on. So slim profile, yep, we get that. Up to 1000 lumens, so that is the kind of the brightness level of it, and also it supports between 3K and 6K in terms of your color lighting. So for those of you not sure, lighting and the kind of the temperature or the color of the lighting is measured in kelvins. Now something like 3000 kelvins would be something along the lines of daylight, to kind of a very kind of ambery orangey look, whereas when you go into up to 6K, that is when you go into the more bluey white spectrum. So depending on what your setup is, you may find one that suits you. There are 3 built-in presets in this, so you've got a warm, a medium, and a cool setting. So you should be able to dial in your settings from there. On the back of the box, to go through some of the specifications, I'll put those on the screen for you now so you can see that in pause the screen. Obviously, if you want to take more attention to that, you can, of course, if you want to, click on the links in the video description to get more information. Now, when you actually open the box and see what's inside, it comes nicely presented. So if maybe you're someone who doesn't want to have all this kind of stuff hanging around somewhere, but you want to pack it away, it is actually really convenient. You can put it all back in the box very easily and maybe put it in a cupboard or put it behind a sofa or something like that. So when you do actually need it, you can just pull it all out and get it all set up, or leave it permanently set up. The choice is down to you. When we actually look inside the packaging, so there's various bits here, so we'll go through those step by step. So we've got the actual ring light itself around the outside edge here with a USB cable attached to it. USB cable, 2 meters in length, and along towards the end of it, there is the Streamplify remote control. So that gives you the option for on and off, brightness up and down, and to cycle through the 3 lighting modes. We'll check all that out a little bit later. Also included, obviously, is a tripod as well. So this is a multi-function tripod. I really like this. This is actually a very cool piece of kit. Now, I should actually say, before we get too far into this, price-wise, this at the moment retails in the UK quite often under £20. Now, if you've done any kind of photography before, or you've looked into videography equipment before, then you'll know that something as simple as maybe a ball head like this from a brand, you can pay up to £30 to £40 just for this individual piece. So bear in mind that you get this individual piece and this entire setup for around about £20, I think is phenomenal. Again, prices in your regions will be listed in the links below. Anyway, back to the tripod. So the tripod is also like a monopod or stealthy stick, so you can just hold it if you want to. It has got quite a nice grip to it. You can fold the legs out and use it as a standard tripod like that. There's various adjustment levels, so there is a ring around here, so you just twist that round and then that puts it in the kind of that mode, rather than being completely flat out like that. Also, you can adjust the length of the arms or the legs, fully adjustable. So again, depending on how you want to do it, you can do that as well. This ball head on the top unscrews, so you can unscrew that if you want to, and you can attach something else to it altogether. Maybe your DSLR camera, selfie sticks, camera mounts, all that kind of stuff. You can if you want to. Obviously, really it's designed to be used with this, but you can use it for anything else. So the ball head itself, again, fully adjustable, 1/4 inch thread on there, and you've got the option to move it around. And it's nice how you tighten this up actually. You just twist that and it locks the head into place, loosen it off, so you can set up your shot. When you're ready, just tighten that up and it will stay in place. So all rubber mounts on there as well, so you're not going to damage or scratch your camera equipment, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, very cool. And with that little bit of extension there, it gives you a little bit more room if you are going to be using it as a selfie stick. So yeah, very good, like that a lot. Also included is, like I said, there is the ball head mount, and also there is a phone mount. So this is adjustable depending on the size of your phone, and all you do is unscrew this from the back. You've got this flexible rod, the ball goes into there, and put this back on, screw it into place. If you want to, you can screw it up nice and tight so it's fixed, or if you want to, you can loose off a little bit, so when you're actually trying to frame your shot, you can move the actual ball head around a little bit. But because this is a flexible rod or flexible shaft, then you can actually put it pretty much wherever you want to. So let's take the actual light out now and we can take a closer look at that. So this is the actual ring light itself, and it's all diffused behind this diffuser. So you've got LEDs surrounding there, which in fact, you can't tell how many LEDs are in there. I've tried to get it set up on the camera so you can actually see them, but you can't. So all the LEDs are really nicely diffused in there. You've got a 1/4 inch thread on this section on the top. So this is going to be for attaching either the phone mount, so you can screw that into there, or alternatively, if you want to, you can use the ball head, which also comes included. So if you're not using your mobile phone for filming, you're using a DSLR camera, screw it onto there, and then you've got your ball head mount. If you want to loosen that off on the side, undo that, makes the ball head adjustable, and you can just tighten it up. So one screw gives you all of the angle adjustment. So yeah, that's very cool. Again, 1/4 inch threads there, so that is compatible with pretty much most camera equipment, DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, GoPros, in fact, all that kind of stuff. Most of them have that sort of mounting, so very suitable for that. On the bottom again, so we've got that 1/4 inch thread, so let's go ahead and put this on now. So just spin that into position, and that is effectively it. So depending on what it is you're actually doing or filming, so you can do, if you want to, you can just have it like this and have the light coming towards you on a certain angle. I guess most people, if you're spending this sort of money, kind of entry-level stuff, you're probably going to use this as your solitary light, which you certainly can do. In fact, when we go on a little bit later, we'll turn the lights off in here, all the studio lights, so you can see what the lighting is like just with this on its own. Obviously, it's not going to be quite as elaborate and quite as kind of open feeling as it is with various multiple light points, but certainly it will illuminate the subject. And if you're out and about, maybe you're doing some vlogging, you're out in the middle of nowhere, it's really good because you can have your phone in there, use this as a kind of selfie stick, with it being USB powered via a power bank, and you can just have your phone in there and have the light illuminating you. So yeah, very cool. Tons and tons of flexibility considering this is only £20. I'm honestly not entirely sure how they do it. I figured there would be some drawbacks or cutbacks, but it does seem to be all very good. It's all designed by Pro Gamerswear in Germany, so yeah, it seems to be very good. It's not your cheap Chinese stuff for sure. So let's get this set up now and you can see what the lighting is actually like. Okay, so we've got the light set up, or the ring light set up. It's basically just in front of the camera, so the camera lens is poking through the middle of the light. We've still got the studio lights on at the moment, so it is actually relatively bright in here. So let's turn this on and see what difference it makes. And immediately I can tell it's a lot brighter. And if you look closely, you'll probably find, I might try and zoom in a little bit, this is the sort of lighting that gives you that kind of halo eye effect. So if you look carefully at my eyes, you'll probably see the reflection, you'll see there's little circles in them, which there's a very popular thing amongst YouTubers. They all like that kind of look. And obviously, the closer you get to it, the more emphasized that light is going to be. Now, the thing is with halo lights or ring lights like these, they're actually relatively flattering, at least in theory. So because it is a circular light, the light kind of contours your face, which yeah, is supposed to be better. I don't know about these things, but anyway, that is the theory behind it. Anyway, on which or not, let's try the different light settings. So this is actually the moment when you turn it on. Sadly, the actual remote control and the unit itself doesn't have any memory. So you will have to dial in your settings. If there's a specific thing you like, you're going to have to reset that every time you unplug it or turn it off. So unfortunate, but again, it's £20. What do you expect? Anyway, so let's try the different lighting levels. So this is the bright white. So this is somewhere in the region of about 6,000 kelvins. Then we can press that and that's somewhere in the mid-range. So I'm guessing that's going to be somewhere around about maybe 4,000, something like that. And then you can press it again. This gives you a middle setting. So this is going to be kind of similar to most lighting. This would be somewhere in the region, I would say, probably about 45 to maybe 4,700. It's a shame, actually, they don't specify on the box what the 3 individual settings are. So if you are one of those people that likes to set your white balance on your camera, then you can dial your settings in at the moment, there's so many different types of lighting in here that it's going to be very difficult for me to dial it in anyway. So let's go through the lighting levels. So you can reduce it. There's 10 levels of brightness. So we are currently, I believe, on the brightest one. So let's go down one. And it's actually quite gradual. And you can see by the surroundings, you can probably get it to just where it needs to be and work out what the best setting is for your particular shot. Now I'm lucky I've got a monitor on the side of me so I can see what's going on. But even on the lowest setting, if I turn it off, there is a very subtle difference. So that's on, that's off. And for certain things you can see actually on my t-shirt, you can see like the kind of the fabric. So if I turn it back on, you can just see it picks up a little bit more of the sort of detail in your clothing. So again, you can change through the various colors. When you do change the colors, it does go straight up to level 10 as well, which could be a little bit frustrating for some. So let's take it down a little bit, and again, turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah, you can see it does actually light up the whole scene. Considering this is a very, very budget lamp, it's somewhere in the region of about 25 to 30 watts, I believe. I'll put that on the screen now if I'm incorrect in that. But yeah, it does seem to push out a ton of light. And at the moment, we're just powered by a USB power bank, which, again, if you're out and about, if you've got your camera and you're just in the middle of nowhere, you don't want to have to carry massive generators and all that kind of stuff to produce lighting, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. So anyway, let's see what it's like now just with this light on its own and without our studio lights. So this is what the scene would normally look like without our studio lights on. There is a little bit of light bleed coming from the monitor we've got there. Obviously we've got the lights here and the computers, etc. There's a little bit of sunlight coming through there, but other than that, that is pretty much, it's quite a dark scene, and the camera, I can see the ISO is compensating quite heavily. So let's turn the lights on. And yeah, you can see it does light up the scene quite dramatically. So again, obviously if you don't want that particular style of lighting, it's a little bit on the harsh side. You can pretend you're in the Sahara. This is the sunniest setting. So again, with this, you would probably want it lowered down a little bit, just so it warms up the picture a little bit. Again, depending on what you're doing, your type of photography may be completely different from mine. Hopefully more creative. But anyway, that is what it looks like. And then you can go back to the mixed lighting mode as well, which I feel is actually probably the one I would use more regularly. It's actually that now actually is quite a nice, there's almost a sense of kind of, it's almost like a dramatic shot. So I'm highlighted a little bit more. You've got the box on the wall there, but the rest is kind of, it's lit, but it's not overly lit. So it's not a very kind of open lighting. It's more focused on what is going on in front of the lens, which is kind of how things should be. Anyway, I've probably wittered on for way too long, so let's wrap this one up. Again, £20 roughly for the Light 10 from Streamplify. I think that's a fantastic value for money. So whether you're an amateur just trying to get things going, and maybe it's going to be your first ever studio light, in which case the best of luck to you, because it's a very tough gig. But for other people that have maybe doing it for a long time, they just want an extra light. Maybe you want an extra key light or fill light and you want to mount it somewhere, or you're going to be using it for doing product photography. So you can if you want to. It doesn't have to be used for the individual. You can kind of angle it. In this particular instance, we could angle it down. If you're taking photography shots of something on your desk, you can see it lights up really well. And of course, then you can have it considerably brighter and then really be able to get your product photography shots, as you can see there. Anyway, that's enough wittering on. This has been the Light 10 from Streamplify. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, smash the like button. If you want to find out more, there's going to be links in the video description below. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. And hopefully we'll catch you in the Light 14. Thanks for watching.